What will SmallBizDavid discuss live at stickham.com/David Leopold on Saturday and Sunday? I don't know if there is a short answer to that question. I think an explanation about stickham.com. I have been uh, using the live stream capabilities technology at stickham.com for a little over 3 years now. And in that 3 years' time, I have been able to establish over 2 million page views. And that was before I figured out what to do, what to do with all that. And so I want to continue to share with the audience that I've established in the last 3 years information. And what we're going to do is all the things that we do during the week, we're just going to do them on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock till whenever. Sunday morning I actually start at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. When I give out times, it'll be Eastern Standard Time, because American Express Open has a wonderful division at American Express targeted to small business. I've been following them for at least 5 years, starting with a show that I've been watching for 5 years called Your Business. It's on cable television, MSNBC. It's a great show. JJ, who was there when I started watching the show, is still there every Sunday morning at 7:30. Sometimes taped versions of shows that happened in the past. Doesn't matter. JJ is a wonderful host to have for a show like the show that it is. She herself a very successful small business owner, and so she knows the pains of being a small business owner. As a matter of fact, just after I had published my book 4 years ago, I had made an email connection with JJ, a very quick one, as a matter of fact. She just happened to be there, and within the hour of me sending an email, I overnighted a copy of my book to her. She liked it. She said, please call my producer, whatever. And went through the process, but never got on that show. So I said, we're going to take to cyberspace and create our own small business information show and whatever. Very, very interactive. Do it right here in the studio in my home. A lot of great things are happening. The social marketing and social network technology that we have used to originally develop the community is working beyond expectations at this point. That's a good place to be. And we just want to share the things that we're learning and doing and being and growing, share that with you. That's the purpose of the community. If you have an existing small business, here's a new potential cash flow stream for you. If you have never had a business and want to start one, you couldn't find a better environment. I have been involved in many startups in my lifetime, both from myself and from the helping somebody to start up a company. way that it can be done right now is just mind-boggling to me. As a matter of fact, and this just really hit home to me this morning. 4 years ago, I published this book, and I actually manufactured the book with the help of a printer friend of mine. I started publishing 40 years ago, and I said, Jack, this is what I need. This is what I'd like to do. How can we cost effectively create a book? And so Jack did a wonderful job. We have, I don't even know how many books we have out. I know approximately. It does a lot of folks, uh, colleges and high schools, some elementary schools. I know have I put at least 1,000 copies in those three areas, and right here in my hometown in Cincinnati. Anyway, a lot of folks. The only major criticism that I've gotten about the book is that I did not give answers to the questions. And I said, well, I could have done that too. It would have taken me a lot longer to produce what I did. And I produced this from beginning to end, from the time I started to organize my thoughts until I was holding a book just like this. It was 100 days, plus or minus 100 days. A very intense 100 days of my life, a very great one. But now, I'm looking forward to going back to Jack after 4 years, although he has moved on to some other things. He no longer owns a very large printing company. And say, Jack, I'm writing the second edition, or the second whatever, the follow-up to the first book, but we're doing it online. We're doing it by creating videos, doing something at YouTube, driving traffic to a landing page. It's a new model. Just to me, it came to me. It's a new model for publishing very, very simply and writing your own book. It's so simple a process, and knowing how much it costs me to manufacture this book to what you can do online with a YouTube video and with a landing page is something that you need to think about. It doesn't need to be in the printed format unless you just want to have a book in the printed format. If it's more about sharing the information that you would have in a book, then there's more efficient ways to do it. And that's what we're going to touch upon. Just from there, the major questions of the week. I'm going to start at the top and move downward. Bandwidth. Somebody was asking me some questions about community landing page. Really, what's it all about? And it's pretty simple. What it is, you can go to davidsbarter.com/smallbizdavid if you're not already there or haven't been there, and you will see my own personal landing page. That was the very first one that we did, that Curtis and I put together, and I can promise you that that landing page will have all the most available technology to do the things that we want it to do, whatever that might be. And things are much more simple today than they've been in my last 40 years. and it's exciting because from it we want to show how important an overall social marketing strategy is today. And it's not just about social media. It is about social media. There's no impact at Facebook with almost 1 billion profiles. With LinkedIn, I'm not quite sure how many profiles there are in LinkedIn. Lots. There's over 100 million. And what did I just read about Twitter? I mean, Twitter just getting off the charts. It's it's the most fascinating means of communication that I've ever seen. Is into that whole Twitter thing and tweeting, and we're going to tie all those things together and show you how we are using all of the things to grow the community, and then once they're in the community, drive them to your specific community landing page, and you'll see how important small business keywords are. That's how people are going to find you in the community, by searching for those words if they need to search. And it's a very simple process. You can download a PDF as a registered member of the community. The very first thing that you're able to do, two things right away: create a complimentary community marketing profile and download a copy of my book. Both very, very important in your roadmap, because first, the complimentary community marketing profile tells the rest of the world how you look at yourself, how you perceive of yourself in terms of your business, and what are your keywords. What are those things that you are very, very best at? Then once you also have your complimentary community marketing profile, and there's no private information, 6 fields of information, all things that you would want to communicate with your with the marketplace, with folks who you want to have them do business with you, that you want them to buy something from you, buy a service, buy a product, whatever that business relationship might be. A lot of things are happening very quickly. I've got a question that has come in, a challenge that has come in to create an endorsed pay-per-click campaign. And from a marketing perspective, it adds a whole new thing to pay-per-click from a other side of the equation. It's once again technology available to anybody, but we make it very, very available in our community. Will create new efficiencies to doing business, because there is a new business model being created right now. And so very, very important in that model is small business collaboration, which is a mindset. It might be in the way of a barter, hence the name David's Barter. That might be how you collaborate with another business. Or it's just the communication, and you have this strength, I have this strength, let's get together and help each other grow. And then in helping each other, we then create another entity. That is the spirit of the new small business model. It is no surprise to me, as just a couple weeks ago, I read in one of the Kauffman Foundation's research reports, and they are the entrepreneurship foundation, the Kauffman Foundation in Kansas City. They made this statement, and I don't know, I didn't see any commentary about it, but I said, wow, it's happening. In terms of the new number of business startups, new startups. Kaufman has made it very clear in past research that we shared with you uh, about 3 years ago now, that in order for our economy to get back to a state of normalcy, I use the word normalcy, there had to be 300,000 jobs created. Kaufman said this on almost a 36-month basis in order to get back to some sense of normalcy. The last figures that just came out in the last week, in the month of February, there were 223,000 new jobs created, not up to 75,000 plus 75,000 that need to be, as Kaufman told us 3 years ago. But that difference can very easily be made up in new businesses being started with one job at a time. And Kaufman, their figures 2 weeks ago kind of said it almost added up that with all the new business startups, the comment was they weren't creating enough new jobs, but they were 1.03 or whatever the number was. And I said, geez, there are a lot of folks as they're starting one at a time and building from there. That's the new business model, new small business model, and it's one that makes a lot more sense than the older model. Not that the older model uh, doesn't work; it doesn't work as efficiently as the new model. We're going to get into those discussions and many more Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Sunday at 7:30, and we usually go until 11:30, sometimes noon. Uh, and it gives you a chance to, it gives you a chance to, I'll share with you as part of that time, I will actually be creating YouTubes, but there'll be a live camera over here and a YouTube camera right here, and we'll be doing that kind of thing. And I can show you how then it becomes a part of my YouTube playlist, which now is over 125 different videos, different questions, different keywords, things that I think you need to be thinking about if you're in business or thinking about starting your new business, a new small business, which you really should do. Right now, we need it. We need it desperately, and we need more jobs created. And job number one is created in every new business that is created. That's job number one. We will be sharing all of that and more. Look forward to being with you. But remember also, too, if I'm live, we can also take a Skype conversation over on well, can we? Yes, we can do a Skype conversation on here, so we can be live, YouTubing, Skyping all at the same time. How much fun would that be? We'll see you then.